Alliance War defense tactics are still bugged. What was the best year of Marvel Contest of Champions so far? There's a rumoured 2021 Greater Gifting Crystal content out there, and January event details drop later on today. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show, the MCN, for Friday. Yeah, we've got some spicy things to talk about in today's video, so make sure as well to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all. Thanks for 61k. Let's try and move up to 62k by the end of the year. It's a bit of a stretch, but you know, you've done amazing things in the past. And speaking of amazing things, thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen now. Appreciate the love and support for the channel over the months and years. Also, those that support over on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live, that's where I do a lot of my live streaming. Thanks to everybody that came across for the MCOC stream last night, and we've got a jam-packed schedule for next week of fun, fights, and I don't know, big guns that go boom and little bean things that just go jump. We kick off things on a Friday by giving some love to Cat Murdock. Cat Murdock has produced a fantastic infographic and map of map 6. So the AQ maps, as you know, new season, new stuff, new rotations and things. She's put together this amazing infographic, map, and just charting of the stuff that's going on with the nodes of different champions. Link is in the description to the Google Drive where all 3 variations are housed. So yeah, shout out to Cat Murdock, and important and good information for the community. Now we turn our attention to serious things. The serious things being that we can't select defense tactics. So as of, I think it was like last week, it was a case for some players, or actually all players, they were unable to select some Alliance Wars tactics. So this player said, is Alliance Wars defense tactics broken? I see the update nodes, but whenever I tap to select the defense tactic, screen goes dark and locks here. And a lot of people were saying the same thing. And that continued on last week. And yeah, just continuing on and on until the team's still looking into it. So if you're kind of wondering to yourself, like, because players are going like, you know, why can't I still, what's happening with this? How are we supposed to test new defense tactics if it won't work? Now it's the 5th war since season ended and still no status update. Kam's a bit saying the team's still digging into this one to try and find the root cause. Once we have more information, blah 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 blah. So you know, if you do Alliance Wars, you know, you do Alliance Wars. I don't, and I don't have to look after I don't have to look out for this scuff, except for telling you all about it, which is just an ongoing thing at the moment. My God, if there was an Alliance Wars season that ever ran smoothly, or even an off season in this case that ran smoothly. Anyway, like, I'll keep you updated with what I know on that, but at the moment, nothing, nada, except for the team still looking into it. Now, what was the best year in Marvel Contest of Champions? Well, there was a 1,100 person vote poll on Reddit, on the MCC Reddit, and it's always very interesting to see where players and what players think about stuff. But what was kind of the best year, peak year for content and stuff like that? Well, a lot of players seem to be more interested in 2020 and 2019. I mean, 2019 I definitely agree with. The Maze was a bit of an acquired taste, but we had Combat Clash, we had things like Paul's Gambit with Boss Rush, Recon Initiatives, we had things like, Save the Last Stand, Save the Battle Ram. If you remember that one, you know why that was a complete scuff. But there was less scuff from what I remember in 2019 than there was in 2020. Because 2020 had the much complained about Northern Expeditions, it had the much complained about Heralds of Galactus. Yes, the Heralds of Galactus, one of the most complained about things that Kabam produced that year. And what else did they produce in 2020? Well, Hades Invasions weren't exactly the most kind of like brilliant of things, and were kind of a bit, again, just stodge. There were also a few other things like Red Rifts, as they had to be compensated because they went wrong. Baron's War was probably like a pretty decent thing, but I think there was a lot of hits to misses when it came to that content. Mole Man Expeditions was a bit kind of like meh. Yeah. Like I said, there's more kind of scuff in that than there are things you could say like they did good in 2020. The only thing, and I do agree with what they said in the vote, was you had things like Mutant Treasure Island, but unfortunately that was bugged. So it's like, do you like good content, but do you like that content bugged? We didn't have quite so many bugs in 2019, not to say we're completely oblivious to it, it's just we won't have that much. Epoch shards were the thing some players most talked about, and it was a shame not to see them come back this year. But we do have a volume of Sinister Synergy Cavalier crystals, which sort of makes up for it, I think. But yeah, you know, it's just down to what year do you think was the best year? Put it in the comment section, or get involved with some polls. Poll and a poll. Now, Rich, you said something about the January events were going to be announced today. Yes, indeed, that is going to be the case. So yeah, like, I was surprised as well. So 10 AM PST today, we're going to see some information about what's going down. As a lot of you do know, there are going to be some things that maybe, or someone that will be announced. Like, a lot of this is kind of like the Shindig video was a big giveaway of stuff that's going to be going down. So if you've seen the Shindig video, you know exactly what is going to be happening in the foreseeable month. But what else is going to be happening? Well, you know, you have to wait until 10 AM PST, and all I can really say is there's a lot of spicy things that are going to be happening in January. So yeah, 10 AM PST today, come back to the channel, we've got some coverage of what's going to be going down. So yeah, look forward to that. Now let's talk about this greater gifting crystal rumored items. The one thing I want to stress before covering this is that, number one, I have not been able to verify the source of this. Kabam haven't confirmed that this is indeed what is in the crystal. That's the second thing. The third thing is that this is doing its rounds through some of things like the Line app, through Twitter, social media, whatever. So it's not something that can be categorically correct. And as well, some of the key data mine sources haven't even said, oh, it's me, I've data mined this. So take this with a massive pinch of salt, okay? And wait for Monday. But I just thought, like, I'd do a bit of coverage because, you know, people be talking about it. And it's important to say, like, look, this may not be correct info before anybody kind of jumps on and goes, oh my god, it's the new great gifting crystal. This is the facts. It's not. It's just massively rumored. More than likely, it's fake. But, you know, what could be offered this year for 2021? Well, the usual crap, if that's the case, like the 50 gold, the 50,000 gold. I shouldn't say it's crap because it's like it's still gold's gold. ISO 8. And then here we go. Tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments. I would be very shocked and surprised to think that Kabam would give out some of the most premium items in game. Where last year, I don't think they did the 6-star Awakening Gem. I think I've actually got the image of that on screen here, which I do have. So yeah, they didn't. This is what they offered last year, which was just the stuff that we're gonna, you know. There's no drop rates for this stuff, this leak stuff, which is another thing that puts a red flag in my mind on the extent of drop rate, extent of like what's there. But yeah, it's such a big kind of like jump from something that's kind of all this premium stuff that Kabam put such a massive emphasis on. You know, it's weird as well because I was saying last year, I wish that they would put the 6-star Wolverine Weapon X into the Greater Gifting Crystal. I just find that's kind of odd to take that premium champion that you get from doing Legends runs and putting it in that crystal. But, you know, weirder things have happened in the game. But yeah, it just goes back to, like, I would be surprised that Kabam will throw around their most heavily financially ticketed item, Tier 6 basic catalyst fragments and Tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments. However, you know, and again, another however is they've got to tick boxes for players that are, you know, rank 4 and 6 stars or want to continue doing that. They need something of spice and interest. And this is something that, you know, would entice players to be interested to grab it if it turns out to be correct. So yeah, there's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes, and a lot of time I go with, if something is too good to be true, it probably isn't. And I'll believe it when I see it with this stuff. So roll on Monday and we'll have a dissection and we'll see whether or not this was indeed correct. But as I said, I cannot verify where this came from. I've asked many people to try and verify the original source and haven't been able to. And that's just the thing. Not many people can like say, oh, this definitely came from this person. Are they a reputable source for this stuff? And that's just the thing. So take it with a grain of salt, and as well, roll on Monday and we'll see what we get. But yeah, I hate my expectations being put up too high, so I'm going to put my expectations very low with what this crystal could be. Roll on Monday. And we end the show as we normally do. End the show. And for a special Friday edition, we're ending the show with the arena predictions, because now we know that it's going to be a featured selector. And we've also got overseers, of course. Following on the predictions from Wednesday's edition of the show, I think I did overseers like 25 mil for the 5-star, 6-star, 60 to 65 mil, but it could go a lot less than that. But overseer is a really great champion. I really do rate him. And then as well, the selector, I'm going with 35 mil. I just don't think people are going to put exponential amounts in for the champions that are in there, especially for a 5-star. But the 6-star, 70 to 80 mil, I'm going with. If it goes anything close to like 90 to 100 mil, for the likes of Joe Fixit, Hawkeye, and Nebula, yeah, they are worth it, but at the same time, like, well, who would do that? Because at the end of the day, like, a lot of players do actually have those champions. So I predict a lower featured for that, and God hope there is a lower featured cutoff, 70 to 80 mil. But I don't know, sometimes the people in the arenas just go mad all of a sudden. But yeah, that has been it. That indeed has been the show, and I'll see you later on for some side event breakdowns. Also, my champion predictions for 2022 will be out at 3 PM UK time today, so look out for that. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.